That was awesome, our vice presidents. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Leading by example is the key. Here, Vice President Singh, as he elaborates on the same and believes that walking the talk is all important for a servant leader.
So, friends, everything that we do in our association, teamwork and collaboration always holds the key. And together with that, the catchword is lead by example. We all know so many things that are good for the organization. We go and tell our members, do this, do this, do this way, do it that way. And it's all good stuff, good information that we are providing to our members. But the important question is, are we doing the same thing? Are we leading by example? Whether as a club president, as a club secretary, as a zone chair, region chair, district governor, or for that matter, any position that we may enjoy in this organization, or for that matter, even if we are just a good lion, the question always remains, are we leading by example? When we go out to ask others to join our club and say that we are the world's largest service club organization, the most important question is, does that member of the community relate to us as assisting a particular service activity that the community really needs? Does that individual really believe that as a person, you and I are providing that need-based service to the community? We may be saying so many things are good, so many things are needed by the community, and we could do it, but that would just be open talk. That would not make an impact. But if we can demonstrate that, see, this is what we are doing. This is what we do in our club. This is what our club does. This is how our members come together. And this is how we try to make a difference in the world. We try to make the world a slightly better place than what it has been before. And if we can demonstrate that, that is what really makes the difference. That is what leadership by example is. Whether it's members in our club or whether it's members in the community, everybody believes an individual whom they see is walking the talk, whom they see is actually doing what that individual is talking about. It's always easy to talk. It's always easy to preach, but it's more important to live by those principles that one is generally talking of, or as we may say, that one is preaching. So, friends, and when we do that, the most important thing there is to be able to collaborate, to be able to build a team, to bring people together, because this is a people's organization. This is not an organization where we work just by ourselves in a solitary manner. This is not a platform for that. This is a platform where we carry everybody together. And when we talk of everybody, there could be individuals with different capabilities, with different capacities, individuals coming from different backgrounds, different ethnic backgrounds too, and maybe different age groups, different technical qualifications, different economic strata, could be anything. But the essential part is, do they have the heart of a lion? If they have the heart of a lion, they are a part of our organization, and we need to collaborate with them. We need to take everybody together. Everybody would have some challenges. Everybody would have some strengths. We need to understand and appreciate the challenges of each other. We need to appreciate the strengths of each other and be able to build on those strengths so that together we can serve and serve more effectively and serve more impactfully, as I have always been saying. When we wear this lion's label pin, it's basically a declaration to the world at large that we are responsible citizens of our own countries. We may come from any country, in any part of the world, but when we say that we are responsible citizens of our own countries, the message that we send out is that our care and concern does not begin and end with our biological families alone. Our care and concern goes out much beyond that. So, friend, it's with that particular approach that we go out to serve that we go out to draw more members in our organization. Drawing more members in our organization is extremely important. You and I are proud of what we are doing. You and I are proud of what our clubs are doing. You and I are proud of the legacy of service in this organization. But then, who will keep it going? Who will keep it going after we are no more? Who will keep it going maybe 5, 10, 15 years later? Who will keep it going maybe even in the next year? Who will give us the new ideas, the new thoughts, the new contacts? I mean, we need more and more new members in our organization to continue to stay the number one service organization of the world. We need to be serving our communities, but we also need to be serving our organization. Our association today needs this from you. We need you to go out and invite more like-minded individuals who could be part of our organization. And in doing that, you need to show the way. You need to lead and lead by example. My dear friends, Mission 1.5, about which you'll keep hearing for the next few years in our organization, is no rocket science. It's just a commitment of every lion in the world that we are the most relevant service club organization today. And we will continue to maintain that spot. And to be able to do so, we will draw in more and more members in our organization. And we need to do it together.
Working in a team, consensus building, empowering others, listening to others are traits of servant leadership. Let us hear Vice President Singh as he elaborates on this.
Friends, when we work in our clubs, it's not about what I believe the club should be doing. It's about what we, the members of the club, believe that the club should be doing. There would be somebody who'd be a club president. There would be some influential members, some past presidents, some opinion makers in the club. But ultimately, it's got to be the decision of the club. If that ownership of the decision is there, then the programs and the plans of the club would succeed. If it's at the district level, it's not what just the district governor wishes that the district should be doing or the district should be accepting as a goal of a particular year. It's got to be the district's goal. And similarly, at the Lions international level, it's not what one officer or a group of officers want. It's about hearing the voices, hearing the requests, hearing the feedback from the Lions across the world, that the officers come together to develop the way forward for this organization. Servant leadership is about empowering others. Servant leadership is about taking others together. Servant leadership is about respecting the views of others, regarding and giving it the due cognizance, the due appreciation that all views require. We may not concur on the same opinion. We may not have the same way of looking at the things, but we need to understand that different individuals will look at the same issues differently. There would be different perspectives. To be able to appreciate those perspectives and then to be able to build the consensus is what leadership in our organization is all about. And that is what it takes to build a collaborative team. Because when there's a collaborative team, when everybody believes that he or she has been heard, and whatever decisions have been arrived at by individuals coming together, having heard everybody, and then believing that this is particularly the way or the path forward, then there would be ownership of those goals, whether it's at the club level, the district level, or the Lions international level. And that's where success will lie. Usually, sometimes we find that there are some people, some individuals who are so forceful, and they could present their views in a much forceful manner. Perhaps they are better communicators. They know to use the words better. They can make better presentations. They may even be wearing a badge, occupying a high office, thus trying to, quieten down the others. Now, that's not the best thing to do. In our organization, it is the ability to listen to what everybody is saying, sometimes to even be able to listen to the sounds of silence when people just go back in their shell and do not make a response, do not provide a feedback. What is it? Is it indifference? Is it their strong belief that they do not agree with what you and I may be saying? Or is it that we have just, tried to impress them in such a manner that they really do not wish to participate in the deliberations of the discussion? None of these are acceptable things. We need to have our friends come out and discuss. We need to build that ownership of decision. We need everybody's participation. This is everybody's organization. And that's what we mean by empowering others, by involving and engaging others. If we involve and engage our members in the plans and programs, they will actually get involved and engaged with the activities of the club. We cannot be expecting that we dictate what the others do and then they get involved with the activities of the club. That's not what's going to happen. That never happens. If the Lions have been involved right from the planning stage, if they've been heard, even if what they say or everybody says, everybody's views cannot perhaps be incorporated in the final plan. And that's understandable. And people will understand it. Our members would also understand it. But have we made that effort to first draw them in, to listen to them, even if we believe what they're saying is a revolutionary or a very different idea? And sometimes these revolutionary or very different ideas, or some ideas that we perhaps may even refer to as ridiculous, may ultimately be the ideas for the future. And that's important. That is what servant leadership is all about. Today, perhaps we need the youngsters to come and talk to us about using artificial intelligence in our clubs. If you ask individuals my age, if you ask people like us who've been here for so many decades, we have so much of emotional equity invested in the way we've been doing things. But the way things are going to be done in the future, and that's about changing the world, we can't change the world if we are not keeping pace with the way the world is changing. We can't be left behind and then we say that we are going to be those change agents for the world or the change agents even for our own organization. And if we have to keep pace, we must listen to the youngsters. We must listen sometimes or many times to the newer members who've come in, who are coming in with that freshness of thought, who are coming in without having those ideas tied to what we've been doing in the past. That is extremely important. We need to grow our organization. We are in an era of Mission 1.5, and Mission 1.5 is not the responsibility of only the leadership in this organization. Mission 1.5 is the responsibility of every lion in this organization. Each one of us goes out and spreads the word of what the Lions are doing, what the clubs are doing, and then tries to draw in more members, then tries to work for club extension. And the leaders, those of us who occupy certain offices, must lead by example. This will inspire others to also participate in the process of growing our association. It's all about getting more and more individuals as a part of the team, as a part of that collaborative team where they believe they are respected. They are respected for what they are. Their views are respected. And together, we come together so that we can really make a difference in the world.
Thank you so much. Wasn't that so insightful? Thank you, Jody and Daniel, for putting this together. And I give it back to you to take this session forward.